Today, I invite you along on a deeply relaxing meditation journey all about your heart. And for this meditation today, we're going to be doing what is often called yoga nidra, which is a deep systematic relaxation of all the parts of the body and the mind. And once we're deeply relaxed, we can really start to do some beautiful work with the heart. For this meditation, I want to recommend a few accompaniments. It's always nice to do it in a room where you can close the curtains, turn off the lights, have a bed or a couch to lay on, and a blanket to cover up with. I also like to have an eye covering, such as an eye pillow or a little towel or cloth that can be folded and gently placed over the eyes when you're laying down. In addition, if you happen to like stones and crystals, rose quartz, a pink stone, is amazing for this meditation and for the heart. And finally, for those of you that like aromatherapy, anything floral, particularly rose, geranium, lavender, ylang ylang, all great choices for the heart. Before we get into the meditation, I want to tell you about a really amazing place I went to this past weekend. I went to a place that was just so filled with amazing quantum energy. I went to a campground, my favorite campground, up in the Sierra Nevada mountains in the Sequoia National Forest. And it was just so wonderful. The campsite I had was right next to a big open mountain meadow filled with beautiful green grass, big tall trees all around it. But some of the things that were really special about it were, first of all, there was no phone signal or Wi-Fi at all. Oh my gosh. I just felt totally de-stressed once I got there. There was also no city noise. For those of you that live in the city, we try to tune it into the background, but it really does create a level of tensity, tension in the body, anxiety for those of us that are noise sensitive when we hear sirens and cars and honking and airplanes and so forth all the time. So to get somewhere where it's just quiet and you have nothing but the sounds of nature is absolute bliss. The trees were just so big and tall, like sentries, like guardians. They were amazing. I found a short trail along the Meadow Creek and I followed it down a steep ravine where it just kind of funneled into this narrow little ravine. And I found a series of tiny waterfalls, little pools of water, tons of butterflies, dragonflies, and massive ferns. I found one little splashing pool where I actually felt slightly dizzy, not because of anything negative, but because the energy there was just so powerful, unique, beautiful, but very strong. And it did make me a little bit dizzy. On my last morning at the campground, after packing up my campsite and just before leaving, I went down to that little pool to do my morning prayer and meditation. I slipped off my shoes, put my feet in the cool mountain water, and I just closed my eyes. And it was so wonderful. As I was sitting there, I was being recharged by all the energies of nature, including that flowing water. And when I finally did open my eyes, I had this childlike laughter and giddiness, and I was just happy. I can't tell you exactly what it was about that place that was so magical. Obviously, the geography, the topography, the way the land sloped, the creek was funneled, the little waterfalls, the pools, the wildlife, the plants, all of it combined, but there was something extra special about it, almost as if it was a portal to prana or life force, a portal to joy. It was so wonderful. Video clips, pictures never quite fully capture all the energy, all the essence of a place like this meadow, this creek, this campground, the pools. But I'd like to take you on a journey to feel that energy for yourself through our deeply relaxing yoga nidra meditation practice. I do invite you to go ahead and lay down, turn out the lights. If it's helpful to have a little white noise such as a fan to drown out outside sounds, that's always pleasant. I also invite you, if you have an eye covering, to get it handy to place over your eyes. But before you do that, if you are working with aromatherapy, I invite you to place a drop or two over your heart chakra, the whole entire chest, lungs region. You could, again, work with rose, lavender, geranium, ylang, or anything floral. And after you've done that, I invite you to grab a rose quartz, or even an emerald is nice too, or a green aventurine, and just place it as you're laying down right over your heart, where it will remain for the rest of our meditation time. And then, if you are working with an eye covering, go ahead and gently place it over your eyes. When we do Yoga Nidra, one tip that I found so helpful is to get all the wiggles, itches, and scratches and movements out of the way at the beginning. So make any last movements you need to. And if you are able, when any urge to move or itch or scratch comes up, breathe deeply, let it go, and see if you can resist that urge. I have found that if I remain in absolute stillness throughout a Yoga Nidra meditation, I go so much deeper into relaxation and letting go. Once you are ready, if you are working with some aromatherapy, and even if you aren't, I invite you to bring your hands up to your nose. Maybe rub your palms together first. Make a little scent tent over your nose, and let's breathe deeply together 3 times. Breathe deeply into the heart. On this first exhale, exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Breathe deeply through the nose, right up into the heart, the lungs, the chest. This time, exhale through the nose. One more deep breath into the heart through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And then release your arms comfortably to your sides. We're going to do a very simple breathing exercise now for the heart for just a few rounds, where we will breathe into the heart for a count of 3 and out the mouth for a count of 3. And this is just to bring a little coherence to the mind, the emotions, the heart, the body, all parts of your being. For those of you who are visual throughout this meditation, I just invite you to visualize whatever I describe or anything else that feels appropriate for the heart. If you don't tend to be as visual in meditations, I simply invite you to imagine the feeling of what I am describing, even if you don't see it in your mind's eye. Go ahead and empty all the air from your lungs. Visualize a pink sphere of light in your heart. And let's breathe in for 3. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Then I invite you to release conscious control of the breath as we start to move into relaxing various parts of the body. Rose quartz is the stone of the heart, one of the stones of the heart. It is pink. And this pink color is often used to depict or symbolize unconditional love and self-love. So today I invite you to either visualize pink light at each part of the body that I mentioned, as I'm asking you to relax those body parts. If you're less visual, just imagine a soothing sense of calm, unconditional love in that body part. Let us begin with bringing our awareness to the right thumb. Without moving the right thumb, simply imagine that it is saturated in pink light, and it feels so calm and peaceful. And let's bring that same pink light energy to the right index finger. Calm, relaxed, released, surrendered. Continuing on to the right middle finger, right ring finger, right pinky finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, right wrist. The soothing pink warmth moves up to the right forearm, into the right elbow, right tricep, right bicep, top of the right shoulder, right shoulder blade, right side of the upper back, right side of the mid back, right side of the lower back, down to the right glute, the right hip joint, warm pink light moving into the right hamstring, back of the right knee, flowing into the right calf, down to the Achilles tendon, flowing in to the right heel, sole of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and pinky toe. Warm pink, soothing light of unconditional love flows to the top of the right foot, right ankle, right shin, front of the right knee, right quadricep, right hip crease, right side of the abdomen, the right rib cage, right side of the chest, right collarbone. And then just simply observe the difference between the right side of the body, from the neck down, and the left side of the body. I now invite you to bring that sensation of warm, pink, unconditional love to your left thumb, left index finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, left pinky finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, left wrist, left forearm, left elbow, left tricep, left bicep, top of the left shoulder, left shoulder blade, left side of the upper back, left side of the mid back, left side of the lower back, left glute, left hip joint. Warm pink light flowing into the left hamstring, back of the left knee, left calf, left Achilles tendon, flowing into the left heel, sole of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and pinky toe. Now it flows up to the top of the left foot, left ankle, left shin, front of the left knee, left quadricep, left hip crease, left side of the abdomen, left rib cage, left side of the chest, left collarbone. Now I invite you to observe how the entire body feels from the neck down. Let's bring that warm pink light to the back of the neck, to the throat, to the right side of the jaw, the chin, the left side of the jaw, the lower lip, the upper lip, the right cheek, the left cheek, left ear, right ear, right eye, left eye, bridge of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, left side of the head, right side of the head, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the entire forehead, and now the entire crown of the head. Allow a warm, loving sensation of pink light to flow through your entire body, from the top of the head all the way to the tips of the fingers and toes. I would also like to share with you another relaxing practice that I find very helpful to deepen my level of calm and peace. And that is counting backwards, silently in our minds, without moving the mouth, the tongue, the lips. We're going to add a little affirmation with this backward count. And we are going to start the backwards count at the number 54. And this is how we will count. I am love 54. I am love 53. I am love 52. We'll continue this count silently, simply, internally, without any movement of the mouth, the lips, the tongue, all the way back to 0, or until I ask you to release the count. Continue on silently at your own pace. Wherever you are with the count, simply let it go. Let it float away. Because now I would like to invite you on a simple yet very profound visit in your heart and mind's eye to the mountain stream and little waterfalls that I visited this past weekend. This special place has a beautiful heart energy that can be felt well beyond being physically there. Let's begin our journey in the wide open meadow, surrounded on all sides by giant fir trees, spruce trees, Jeffrey pine with the big pine cones, and sequoias. Picture or imagine the feeling of a bright, brilliant blue sky just over the vibrant green meadow. Imagine the feeling of walking through tall, soft grasses as they brush past your ankles. Beautiful lilies, mountain orchids, and many different flowers in shades of yellows, oranges, and reds. Let's go on a little walk together, perhaps starting in the middle of the meadow and walking down slope towards the mountain stream. With each step you take, another butterfly floats by, or a chipmunk scurries up a nearby tree. The birds are chirping happily. Such a serene yet happy place, filled with vibrant energy, brilliant colors. As we continue down the gentle slope of the meadow, the sound of gently flowing water enters your awareness. And before long, we have arrived at a little stream flowing down off of the meadow. We continue along the stream and follow it back amongst the tall trees as it funnels its way down towards a very narrow ravine. When we reach the ravine, we notice that the flow of the water seems a bit stronger as it dances and scurries down the little waterfalls and laughs through little pools filled with small granite boulders. The lush ferns that grace the steep banks feel like majestic and wise sages. Imagine the sensation of sitting on a flat boulder, pulling off your shoes, and carefully dipping your big toe into the refreshing mountain flow. The water is very cool, but it really gives you this joyous sensation of being alive and happy to be alive. And now imagine, if you will, being able to ease both of your feet fully into this flow, perhaps all the way up to your ankles. As you breathe and enjoy this flowing, moving sensation of the water, you find yourself more present than you've been in ages. So loving every sight and sensation found in this hidden little magical ravine. While you take in the lush green plant growth, something really beautiful is happening within you. Your heart starts to open just a little bit more than it has. Almost like being inside and cracking the door open just a bit to see who is knocking at the door. With more and more of this flowing water and lush greenery and all the life force that's pulsing around you, your heart keeps opening a little bit more. And then a little bit more. And then a little bit more. Until finally, you sense it. Unconditional love. Not a love that says, I will love you when you're good enough, when you've achieved enough, when you've behaved enough. No. A love that loves you right here, right now, exactly as you are. There may be a part of you that wants to resist this love. Perhaps your ego saying, well, I'm not good enough, and I've messed up too much. I seem to be getting everything wrong. Yet all the natural energies of this quantum portal to infinite, unconditional, divine love are flowing in and around you and through you. And any shred of resistance to fully immersing in this love softens. Any grudges you've held against yourself melt like hot butter. A pink glow, like rose quartz, starts to emanate from within your own heart center. Childlike innocence, awe, and wonder are now free to flow again. You can achieve mountains of money, all the acclaim and praise in the world. But if you cannot receive this love, none of it matters. And if you can be in this love and let it flow through you, you have everything. I invite you to remain in stillness and comfort, still with the energy of this magical little place, as long as you are able. And when you must move on, take your time very slowly, emerging from this deep relaxation. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.